Picture a child sitting outside his own classroom, baking in the midday sun. He is forbidden from sitting with his peers. If he gets thirsty, he cannot touch the public water pot. He must wait for someone to pour water from high above, or he simply goes thirsty. Entire society viewed his very existence as a pollutant. People would literally alter their walking paths to avoid his shadow, enforcing a strict social code that branded him as an untouchable. He faced poverty so severe that a guaranteed daily meal was an illusion. More importantly, the local laws and social customs criminalized his basic dignity and actively barred him from learning to read. Every mechanism of this environment was engineered to keep him exactly where he was. Survival itself was difficult. Social or economic advancement was explicitly barred by the structure of the system. He rejected that baseline. He launched a rebellion, using a method so quiet and relentless that it eventually forced the entire global structure to acknowledge him. This boy, who was physically blocked from entering a primary school, crossed oceans to earn a Doctor of Science and a PhD from Columbia University. He continued stacking elite academic conquests, securing another doctorate from the London School of Economics, mastering law, economics, and political science at the highest levels. He became the most highly educated Indian of his era. He is Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, the man who would go on to liberate millions from the exact social chains he was born into. How exactly does a person with absolute zero resources bypass a system designed for his total exclusion to become a historical titan? He treated education as a tactical weapon. He knew that poverty and rigid social hierarchies could only be dismantled by sheer intellectual force. He studied for up to 18 hours a day. He recognized that extreme knowledge could compensate for a total lack of inherited wealth or social standing. An empty pocket is a temporary setback. An empty mind is a permanent defeat. He also engineered a psychological defense. When society humiliated him, he didn't retreat. He consumed that rejection and converted it directly into the motivation required to outwork his peers. This required absolute, unshakable willpower. He stood entirely alone against the prevailing social apparatus and commanded the exact system that once refused him water. These achievements were the direct result of applied intellect and psychological resilience. If you come from a marginalized background, a rural village, or a family struggling with poverty today, listen closely. Ambedkar had to fight a hostile society just to access a single book or a drop of water. You hold an infinite library in your pocket right now through the internet. Wasting hours on mindless digital entertainment while making excuses about a lack of resources is a direct betrayal of the historical sacrifices made to secure your freedom. The first directive is to educate yourself. Stop making excuses. Use the modern tools at your disposal to build your intellectual capability every single day. The second directive is to organize. Drop the internal community infighting. Collective advancement requires pulling each other up, not tearing each other down. The third directive is to struggle and build competence. Do not rely on fate, government aid, or quotas. Make yourself so educated, so highly skilled, and so financially literate that nobody can deny you your seat at the table. Ambedkar drafted the Indian Constitution to engineer a society where poverty is a catalyst for strength rather than a lifelong sentence. His focus was on creating a legal framework where justice and equality are available to every citizen, regardless of their starting point. Make a promise to yourself today to read, to learn, and to refuse to stop until you completely rewrite the destiny of your family. Because, as Dr. Ambedkar himself famously said, "Shiksha sherni ka doodh hai, jo ise piyega wo daharega." Education is the milk of a lioness. Whoever drinks it will roar. Are you ready to roar? Subscribe to join the movement and share this video with the student who needs to hear it today.